Where the real OGs at? I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the coach and teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey mama, there go the CMOS, man. Y'all better come on in. Welcome to another episode of Real OGs Standing on Business. Out of this corner, hailing from Milwaukee, my man love to sing and the ladies love to see him do his thing. Welcome, Rodney Poe. What it do, homie?
Baby. Oh, G, you already know what it is.
Family.
Peace,
hey,
peace,
look,
peace.
man, listen. I always say this, right? I always say this. The two top hoods, fatherhood and brotherhood.
Yeah.
But tell me what hood you from and what that was like growing up.
What hood I'm from? Initially, I'm from 29th and Clark, man.
Come on now.
I grew up where they yelled 2-7, and you know that was the organization over there. But I grew up where everybody knew each other, neighbors knew each other. We came out, we had our gangs.
Good day.
You know, the gangs really wasn't like a gang where it was like violence. It was like really they was dancing. You know what I'm saying? They was meeting up in the big field in the park, and you thought everybody was gonna fight, stab it out, but they girls get on each other, get to dancing. We was little kids that have watched this. Yeah, break dancing. You know, waking up the next morning, seeing cardboard on the block from a long night of Saturday night dancing and us spinning on our heads, watching my
we all had our own cardboard.
Yeah, you gotta have your own cardboard. You know what I'm saying? Flipping. You know, I grew up around that time where money makers was around. You know, making go-karts out of garbage can wheels.
Right.
Slingshots out of
Come on now, you talking some real OG shit. They don't do that no more. Kids don't play like this no more.
Clothes clamps. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a kid yet make a go-kart.
Man.
You know what I mean? Make a go-kart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make a slingshot out of a broomstick or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then I switched to Garfield, so I went, you know, my latter days, my days of coming up as a teenager was on 42nd and Garfield.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was born on 29th and Clark.
Right.
Went to Clark Street School.
Yeah, me and Jig was just talking about that in the other one interview, right? And I was like, that's so Milwaukee. Like, you really don't grow up in one spot.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
you tend to move around a little bit around Milwaukee, so you get to know everybody. Yeah. This has got to be like the biggest, smallest city in the country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You done lived in a couple spots before. If you're originally from here, you done lived in a couple spots.
Right.
In most cases, yeah.
No doubt. So, was it always singing, or was you in other activities growing up?
Well, singing.
And if so, when did you decide that, look, this is what I'm finna do?
It was always singing. Always sung.
That's what's up.
7, 8 years old in church, I started singing. You know, me, my brother, and my sister. We had a group called the Precious Poles.
Okay.
And we was my father was a preacher. And my mom, she's still with us. She's still a strong woman of God.
That's what's up.
And so I grew up in that household initially. So it was always singing. I always watched the structure of music being rehearsed with my mom. She had her sisters and her had a group called the Neil Singers. They were a gospel group. And they would be over there at my house on Saturdays. Yeah, rehearsing. Yeah, and I would listen to how they structured.
Growing up.
Yeah, waking up Saturday morning, my aunties and everybody in there singing, rehearsing for Sunday. Yeah, it was a good thing. So it's always been singing for me. I always knew I could sing. So no matter what I did in life, what I went through, I've always had to get to sing.
You remember when we first met?
Vaguely, I think I
remember. I used to think you was a rapper at first.
Yeah, everybody did. Everybody did.
Your name was Sluggo.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I used to think you was a rapper.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna remind you, right? This how we met. You saw this hilarious, even back then. I remember we recorded at the band center.
Yes.
You remember that?
What it is.
Yeah, we recorded at the band center.
Yeah.
And then remember they had this board where all the people who record there put their stuff, come what they got upcoming, they put their little flyer up there. And I remember, look, you remember this shit too. I used to have my flyer up there in the spot. I come in one day, my flyer moved. You ain't throw it away or nothing, you just set it on the counter over here. You know what I mean? And your flyer was right there in my spot.
Bro.
And I swear it had to been about a month or 2 months past where we was just kept alternating each other flyer. And we didn't even know each other at the time. And I thought this shit was funny.
Yeah.
I came in one day. Remember OG Flav?
Yeah.
OG, rest in peace, OG Flav. I came in with him one day to the band center. He was finna dump some music down for me. And he saw me go over to the board. He saw me take this piece of paper down and said, he was like, dog, why you doing that? You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I don't know, man. Me and some nigga, man, we just keep switching our pages. You know what I mean? We sharing this spot or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then he came and looked. He was like, oh, that's Sluggo.
Yeah.
That's my little homie right there, man. I said, oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
So, like, it really was loved in after that. And I really thought that shit was funny. After he told me who you was.
Yeah. I couldn't remember what it was. I know that we had you know, some dealings to where we needed to talk about something. And I couldn't put my hand. I said, it wasn't a girl.
Right.
It wasn't nothing like that. I was trying to remember it even earlier today, but that's what it was.
That's what it was.
The damn flyer being moved on the damn thing. That's crazy, bro.
But that was dope, man.
Hey, that's 20 something. That's 20. Hey, that's a long time ago, bro.
Man, I want to say it had to been in early 20s.
Early 20s. Like 01?
Yeah, it had to been early 20s, 01, 02, or something like that.
20 years ago,
yeah. Man, shout out to OG Flay.
Man, and Jesse gone, man.
Yeah, Jesse too, man. I used to love going to the band center, man. Jesse was cold with that. He was cold with that keyboard, man. He was cold. Yeah. Hey, who did you look up to growing up?
My dad. He was the first image of a human that I looked up to because I seen how he operated. You know, my pops was a no nonsense type guy, but still knew how to love and had a big heart. But protector, could have been a pimp, but he was a preacher type of guy. Could have been a
lot of pimps turned into preachers.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of pimps turned into preachers.
But you know the way he dressed, the way he carried himself. You know, he get that Lincoln, get it clean. Or that
two-parent household.
Yeah,
that's
two-parent household.
That's what's up.
But things kind of changed once. About 9 years old when they got divorced. I was about 11. They got divorced, and man, things changed for me. Then that's when the gate got open. So that's when the streets.
You start venturing off.
That's when Slug was born.
Yeah.
You know,
the father usually has something to do with the structure in the household like that too.
Yeah.
You know.
Ironically, my struggle ended when I lost my pops.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like the book. The story ended, but it ended on a good note.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I gave up the streets. He gave up the streets because, you know, I only know my father as being a strong man of the household, strong man of God, not a perfect man, but a strong man of God, a businessman, a barber. He was a barbershop owner. That's where I get those traits from. Yeah. And so, but
as far as music, who did you look up to?
Music.
I know you said your mother and them.
They influenced me, but music I looked up to groups like Commission, the Winans. Okay. Marvin Winans being the keynote singer for me. Rance Allen. Okay. And then
a lot of gospel music.
Yeah, because that's what it was in my household.
Right.
And then you know, who do I like? I mean, I listen to a lot of things. My dad would only secular person or music he would play would be Al Green. Okay. But or some jazz.
Another preacher.
Yeah.
Another preacher.
You know, who I looked up to as far as like artists outside of the church would probably be, I admired definitely Aaron Hall, one of great friends with today.
He got a dope singing voice, man. Like the range of that brother.
Yeah, Aaron Hall was the beast, man. He's amazing to hear his reach and the things he would do vocally. As a kid, it gave me like Kobe, Michael Jordan inspiration. Right. And so I cherish our relationship still to this day. I talked to him the other day. So Aaron, Kales, Joe, it's limited, but that'll be about it.
Right. Just saw you was down in ATL. Yeah. Man. Tell the people about that. What you had going on.
ATL is where I wanted to go and break ground as a new, as a new artist, but you know, ATL know of me with the group, with Blackstreet. I need ATL to know of me as a solo artist. So I went there to break new ground. Did some radio interviews, some podcasting. I went to a few venues where they showed me love. You know, rolled out the red carpet. Had an event where I was presenting my album, performing some of the songs from my album, my latest album, Love, Sweat, and Tears. By the way, if you ain't got that, go get that, stream that, Love, Sweat, and Tears. The new album, the coldest R&B album out right now. We've been album of the year. Headed to the Grammys. Y'all go check that out.
As soon as I get in the car, it's going in the deck. Check it out, man. I'm going to check it definitely. Music ain't what it used to be, man. Like even R&B. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you listen to the radio, man, everything is hypersexual. Yeah. Or it's I'm sleeping, I'm gonna take your woman, or I'm gonna take your man. And back in the day, man, when we was growing up, it wasn't all. You had some music that was like that, but most of the music, it was about love. Yeah. It was about having fun. It was about honoring your partner. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like that no more, man. You know what I mean? What can we expect from this album?
A gumbo of that, you know, like good music, good lyrics, taking care of the woman, being accountable for my actions.
Come on now.
Making sure I got a good woman that can help assist me. The balance, you know, the highs and lows. That's why it's called Love, Sweat, and Tears, because everything I do, I lead with love. Sometimes you go through some sweat, some hard work to get through it, and some tears at the same time, but it'll all be worth it. So Yeah.
I was going through your page, and I also noticed you got something else coming up.
Yeah.
Going down in Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona. I'll be in Arizona May 22nd.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm hitting state to state organically.
Yeah. The old school.
The old school way.
Come
you know
on
what I'm
now.
saying? We going down there and we gonna make an impression.
Yeah.
So sometimes I bring my band, or sometimes I go in with just a track. But either way, they getting raw vocals. Either way, my mic is on. I got something sharp on me. You know what I mean? In reference to meaning, I come to kill the mic. You know what I mean? But
I remember when I ran back into you after all those years. It was at that one event. I forgot, it was with the Chamber of Commerce, the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
And man, I remember hearing you sing years ago. I heard you sing on a lot of brother songs and everything, you know. But then, man, when I heard you and I saw you performing, man, I seen the polished.
Yeah.
I seen the polished Rodney
yeah,
Poe. You know what I'm saying? Like years ago, it was the hood Rodney Poe, the singer. I just like to sing. I want to sing.
Yeah.
But I seen a professional that time, man, and I just want to congratulate you.
Thank you, bro.
Man.
Thank you, bro. That took some work, though. That took being a student up under Teddy.
Yeah.
That took being a student around, you know, up under Dave Hollister. And watching how they move, watching, you know, how to, you know, sometimes Dave, when I was young coming up with them on the stage, and when I mean young, just being new to the group, if I'm out of place, he would bow me or give me a certain shove. And to me in the streets, that ain't what you do on stage, right? So at first it caught me off guard. You know what I'm saying? Until I realized I had to talk to him up in the backstage, like, man, you know you elbowed me on stage. Like, oh, I did? He's like, yeah, you was out of place.
Yeah.
He said, I do that when people be out of place. I'm like, well, next time talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Let me know that. You know, the next time I went on stage,
I did let you know.
The next time I went on stage and I got out of place again, that nigga did it again. and it taught me then. I never did it again after that. Because he was consistent in what he was meaning, like, this is what it is. You know, I'm not going to stop the show and tell you, like, I'm going to give you a little nudge.
Man, you just answered my next question. I was going to ask you about what was the biggest lesson you learned. You know what I mean, traveling around. But I don't know if that was it. But if that's
one of them. I mean, just being a student, so you know, because I think the best thing for me, because you know, after Pops left, after my mom and Pops got divorced, you know, there was no really voice of the house. My older brother went to college; he was going out of town. There was really no man in the house. That's why the streets, you know, I mean that in the song "Ghetto Streets Raised Me," in a way. So the way I apply things is just kind of like, you know, we got to keep things on a straight and narrow. And when I see things aren't dealt the right way, sometimes my spidey senses kicked in, and you know, there's a reaction. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I'm a fan.
Appreciate it, bro.
I'm a friend.
It take a real one to say.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate it,
and
bro.
I'm really gonna try to make this AZ trip. I got some people down there. Miguel said, "Come on, man, come on."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to make this trip, man. I just got to cross my T's and dot my I's. And make sure I got somebody to hold the store down for me while I'm gone. You know you don't work with a lot of artists. Who may have been your most favorite to work with? Like, where you had the most fun in the studio?
Teddy.
Yeah, he's fun to work with.
Quick, you know, but Teddy Riley.
I know I've seen some producers, they get down in front of that board, man, and they come up with the music. Like, they come up with the music, they make the hook, and right away you know it's a hit. And I'm sure Teddy Riley had to been like that, man. I grew up listening to Teddy Riley. My mother used to play him, like, in the parties, time to party on the weekend, you know what I mean? Guy would be playing all weekend, and it was like every song back to back. So I'm imagining he got to be one of those type of producers that could just go sit down at the board, start creating, and it's finna be a hit. You know what I mean? I think R. Kelly may have been one of those types too. You know what I'm saying?
Kels, and that's funny because they were talking about Teddy doing some music for R. Kelly. As of lately, they've been having that conversation.
While he locked up? Is it possible?
Yeah, it's possible. All you gotta do is you can still record over the phone call.
Ain't gonna sound right though, will it?
You haven't heard any of the stuff that was leaked by R. Kelly yet?
No, I thought that was AI or something, man.
It's not AI.
That ain't AI?
It's not AI, bro.
I swear I thought that was AI all this time. Bro. I'm today years old when I found out residual was real. You know what I mean? Bro. I never knew that, man.
Yeah, that's a real joke.
So he could really drop albums from right there.
Yeah.
What'd he say about doing it?
Well, he took a different stance from what I'm saying because they came down on him, you know.
Oh yeah, because of what he been through and all that. Yeah, I guess you do got to be careful.
You got to be careful. The answer to your question, the greatest tool I can take from being with a Grammy Award winning group is being a student along with being a leader. Because what I was saying was when Pops left, it gave me leadership role. I had to graduate. So I had that kind of dog in me.
Yeah.
And I used it in the street, but I would always lead my way because people don't know there would be no Rodney Poe without Rodney Poe believing in Rodney Poe.
Right. That's right.
Nobody came and got me and said, you know what?
Would Michael Jordan be Michael Jordan if he didn't believe in Michael Jordan?
Yeah, you gotta believe in yourself. You can't let nobody outbelieve you and yourself. So it's like that. I took that and still was able to be humble and be a student around greats.
Definitely.
Even when they was off key sometimes. You know, I had to wait until
to say something.
Yeah, sometimes I just had to take. You don't want to just speak up and be like, "No, that's off."
Right.
Because they might got a plan to that off.
Who is you?
Yeah, who is you? I don't want to come in and say that. So I was just sitting back. But then eventually, when it was time, like, what you think? I gave the right answer and it worked out. So being humble, a student and a leader at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the biggest tool I can take from that.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope.
You know, I'm not a felon no more, brother.
Oh, you got rid of it, got it off?
Pardoned.
Come on, man.
One of the greatest things that I remember in my proclamation from the governor, shout out to the Governor Evers, my dog for life, man. Can't nobody say nothing bad about you around me.
I want to get you back too, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of the other brothers from the city, you know what I mean, that's been putting it down around Milwaukee, you know what I mean, because I know we all got a lot of stories to tell, you know what I mean, especially when we all get together.
Governor Evers pardoned me, right? When he pardoned me in the proclamation, he mentioned that I was touring and singing with the Grammy Award-winning group.
Yeah.
And that was impressive. That was the impressive part of him.
That pushed him right over the top.
That pushed me,
man.
because
they want to hear that type stuff.
I had violent crimes that I got pardoned over, and I try to help guys. I've helped many guys get pardons. I don't speak on it a lot because I don't do it for those reasons. But when they've gotten pardons, it's kind of, you know, that in between. So shout out to Governor Evers, man.
I'm working on mine now. I ain't gonna say I'm working on it. I got some stuff I gotta do. I gotta shoot up to Green Bay.
Okay.
To the courthouse up there and get some paperwork. I forgot what he called it.
Hey man, it's your criminal complaint, judgment of conviction, your motion of discovery. You need those 3 forms. Anybody. You get those 3 forms. Go down to records wherever you have committed the crimes in that city or state. Go to the records department, get those certified forms. They'll give you multiple copies. You fill out the pardon application. It's almost as easy as a house application or a job application. You may want to get you a couple references, some people to speak on your behalf, or write a letter and send about 3 of those letters in with your application and trust God. And it's really that simple. I hear a lot of people talking about paying for services, paying for lawyers, and
you did it by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's now, don't get me wrong when I say did it by myself. I spoke with people, right, that told me just what I'm telling you to do. You get the paperwork, you file the paperwork, and
get your references.
It's that easy.
Right.
Now, I hear people talking about paying lawyers.
To do it.
Yeah,
and I think I'd actually even thought about that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm gonna go get the paperwork and see if I can do it myself.
You can do it.
Say I can do it. I believe I can do it. I can do it.
I promise you. I sat with the brother Doyle.
Yeah.
And it was already after I had in my mind my plan where I was going with it. But when I was going with it to fill out my application, one of my good friends, Charles, Chuck, from the hood, Big Chuck, he said, I want to introduce you to my guy just to make sure you get all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. So he introduced me to Doyle, and I sat and talked with him for a minute, and it was just really confirming what I needed to do.
He give it to you straight too. Doyle give it to you straight.
Yeah,
you ain't been off parole in 5 years? No good. Don't even bother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's important to know. That's important to know.
You gotta know the criteria.
You have to have a certain time you're off. You can't do it right away. You have to be not out of prison 5 years, but off paper. Off probation or parole for 5 years. And once that happens, you pretty much
no troubles, no problems. You can't have no issues, and don't lie on that paper. They will find out. They will find out.
I advise anybody that's trying to get a pardon to be involved in a lot of community efforts, and along with just working a job. I've been working a job 20 years. I ain't done nothing wrong. That's cool, but the nature of your crime may warrant you doing some things for the community to show the change. The nature of your crime was kind of may have been dangerous or something like that, violent crime, and always doing community work and being serious about it, committed to it, does assist you in those.
Yeah. Really, I'm gonna tell you, the community work, that ain't hard.
It ain't.
Like all OGs are community activists. Really. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
we don't want the same shit to happen to our kids that we had to go through. You know what I mean? We don't want all of the destruction, all the mothers crying, and we don't want all that. You know what I'm saying? We want something different. We try real OGs raise civilians. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we trying to push towards.
And I tell everybody, man, when we look out in the streets and see what's going on, charity starts at home.
That's right.
And I take pride in saying that my boys, as much as I done went through in life, my boys are accounted for. They're not involved. They ain't in y'all way. They ain't coming through y'all houses. They not selling y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we all start with our numbers, that's the real community work, the charity. We have to start it at home. And if you can't get respect at home, you probably not gonna get respect abroad.
You won't.
You're only as good as the introductee or the person that introduces you. You know, a peon can't introduce a boss.
Right. Hey, look, I be talking shit, but I be saying, man, if your daddy was a hoe ass nigga, you gonna be a hoe ass nigga.
I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you, man.
If your daddy wasn't no shit, you ain't gonna be on shit.
It's in you.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That's what's happening, man. That's what's happening. But listen, y'all, I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me and the homie right here. You know what I'm saying? Once again, it's always a treat when real OGs link. Rodney Poe is in the building, y'all. Make sure you get that music. I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put a link to get the music in the comments.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all get it, y'all. Check it out. Real R&B.
Real OGs.
Peace.
Peace. Appreciate you, brother.
That was dope.
Yes, sir.
Stop me when I'm lying.